Hello, welcome to Out of Curiosity with Mz.ChiGurl, and I'm your host, Mz.ChiGurl. Today, oh my God, I swear it has been the longest day. And like I mentioned in the previous video, I've been having technical issues. And so I had technical issues last week. I'm having technical issues this week because the software that I use to create and edit videos for you, they decided to upgrade and they made a lot of changes. And so I've been on this computer, I don't know how many hours, trying to learn the new changes so that I can get the content out to you. Because last week I didn't do any content, so now I'm having to make up for last week. Anyway, we're here. So this is a follow-up video to the one I call Melanated, or the Thrive Wellness and Aesthetic spa that I went to. So basically, I just want to talk about the things. So this is to again reiterate that I am over 50, and so I've been told that I have gray skin. But I feel because I am aging that I'm starting to show the signs of aging. And I'm not at the point where I want to have any type of plastic surgery. I don't want to do any injectables. And so I've been doing, all the skin products and so forth. But I wanted to try something that's a next step up. And so that's why I decided to visit the med spa. I already posted the short form video of my visit to Thrive Wellness and Aesthetics. You saw the first video where they did an analysis of my skin. They told me that I actually, for my age, I look 47. I will be 52 in 2-3 weeks. And so that wasn't enough for me. 5 years difference. I was like, okay, you got to do a little more. But one thing that they did compliment me on is that they said I have great moisture, that actually I have top tier skin as far as it being moisturized. And so the things that I'm seeing are just part of aging. And so to try and stop the clock a little bit, I'm doing these things and I just wanted to share it with you. So I'm going to show you my video in just a moment. I'm going to share my screen so you can see the long form content of my day at the med footage on here from my visit to the med spa. So here's the full length video of my procedure, and we'll talk more after the video. Hi everybody, I'm back at Thrive Wellness and Aesthetics, and I'm here for my treatment. So today I'm supposed to get a T-section on my face as well as microneedling. So this is the before. So this morning I only washed my face with water and I added a little moisturizer so I wasn't just completely dry. And they're going to start the procedure shortly. And what is this, like numbing cream?
No, so this part is actually just the glide for the T-shape.
Okay.
And so what we're going to be doing is increasing the heat, getting some red light, getting some suction for the lymphatic.
Okay.
And so that's what this first treatment is going to be. So this is the gel for that.
So as you can see, she started the process of shaping my face, and the little wand that's going across it. You can see the little red light, and it's actually heating up on my face. It was funny, she was talking about the little spicy areas,
and that, you know, sometimes it's the forehead. For me, it was my upper lip right underneath my nose that, you know, I felt the experience the most, or it was the spiciest, to use her term.
So some of the benefits to T-shaping, why I elected to have this procedure done to my skin. Some of those benefits are, it improves body contouring, skin tightening, and lymphatic drainage. Also, the wand, because it's heating up, it targets stubborn fat deposits while improving your circulation and tissue tone. And it's non-invasive with no downtime. Editing this video has definitely showed me why I chose this service. While I knew I had problem areas, especially under my chin, I didn't realize how bad it was until watching this video. Like, dang.
We're back with Lauren, and she's about to do my micro needling and explain all the things that go with it.
So pretty much with microneedling, you're thinking rejuvenation. We want to increase the collagen. We want to brighten up the face. Sometimes if there's unevenness or pigmentation, we can address that as well. So basically, we're going to go through different regions of the face. We can kind of reach different depths as well, so we can change the depth of the microneedle to kind of target the thickness of the tissue that we're going to be treating. So one of the things that I always like to let people know is I like to start with the forehead first, because that's the diciest place. That's the thinnest tissue, and the bone structure is right there underneath the skin. So I always hit that spot first, get that out the way. Once we get to the cheeks and the chin, we can definitely tolerate a little bit more. And I know like the eye area, especially like to liven that up a bit, we can actually go directly around like the eye area, especially this under eye area, to target that, to thicken up the tissue. For sometimes what we're getting there is because that skin is so thin. Some of the darkness that we see under there sometimes is because of that thinness. So we're going to be addressing that, make the skin look a little bit livelier, and get the cells to function the way we actually want them to function.
Okay, and then we're going to address my chin.
You're going to address your chin, yes. So one of the things we're going to be using is exosomes. So exosomes, what that does is it's actually think communication. So it's actually going to be communicating to the cells and telling the cells what we want them to do. So for you, what we want the cells to do is to turn over a little bit more, so we can kind of increase the turnover of these cells, especially here. I know this is a major concern. There's like a little darkness right here from a previous injury, right? And so what we want is to tell the cells, okay, let's speed up that turnover so we can bring the healthy new cells up to the surface. But then also we're going to kind of like help the structure of that skin underneath with the collagen to smooth that out as well.
Okay. And so do you recommend multiple treatments with microneedling?
Yes. So typically, we'll usually start off with about 3 treatments, typically first, to kind of select where we get, because of course with each treatment, there's going to be residual effects from that treatment. The results are going to be cumulative, right? So they're going to increase with each treatment that we do. And then after the last one, what we'll do is we'll reassess after a couple of weeks to see where we are, to see if we need to do more. Now, typically for what we want to do, 3 is a good way to start out. Now, if we were actually looking at, say, like scars where there's like indentations or things like that, that's obviously going to take more. So things like that are going to take more time, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to like fill in those indentations. So you need more collagen to fill in those areas. So those typically take more treatments. What we're doing is thinking more skin tightening, brightening, and so sometimes that can take a little bit less.
Okay. And then what can I expect after the microneedling? Is it going to be feeling like...
So sometimes you may get a little bit of flakiness, and that's because of that speed up of the turnover. So whenever we get more turnover of the cells, that dead skin cell is going to start to come off. And so it might be, so don't think like peel as if you had a chemical peel, but think maybe more like flaky, because there'll be more dryness. So hydration is definitely going to be your best friend post microneedle. Also, there can be, of course, a little bit of inflammation, like a little bit of redness. So what we're going to get with that is, because we've actively, did some little micro injuries like to the skin, there's going to be a little bit of inflammation. But because of us using the exosomes, and then we'll also be using a cooling, soothing mask afterwards, that's going to actually speed up that recovery time. And so we're actually going to start to reduce that pretty quickly, even after this first treatment. And so you'll be a little bit of redness, but then we're going to start to bring that down. I always tell people maybe like 1 to 3 days of having a little bit of flushness. But most of the time, we actually by the next day, after you've had your treatment, you can barely tell you've had anything done.
Okay. So when will I be able to get back to like a normal routine as far as like with me, I wash my face, then I apply a toner, then I'll do a serum, then I'm made to, you know, all the things.
Absolutely.
You know? So when will I be able to get back to that?
Absolutely. I like to tell people after a microneedle, so we've opened up some channels, right? And so that day, you're actually not going to do anything except for the hydration. You're not even going to cleanse that night.
Okay.
You're going to save your cleansing and then hydration and SPF for the next day.
Okay.
And that's typically going to be your routine for about the first 3 days post-treatment. You're not going to start to add any actives in there for a few days. I like to tell people, think like a mild sunburn. Like what would you put on if you had a mild sunburn, right? Just cooling, soothing, hydration for like the first 3 days. Okay. Once we reach day 3, then you can kind of like test the spot and see how you feel with, say, like your vitamin C. But you want to actually wait on anything that's going to be exfoliating or in a retinol category. You want to give that about a week.
Okay. All right. Great. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah.
You said, what would you do for a mild sunburn? I can't even say it.
The sunburn.
I was like, I've never done that. I don't stay in the sun long enough for a sunburn, but okay.
Well, you know, sometimes people do. Like sometimes we roasted in the sun, and we can. And, you know, I will say that's a little bit of a misnomer. We can get sunburns too.
I know.
Yes.
I thought my mother is light complected, and so she actually has sunburn. Whereas me, I was like, I do wear sunblock and everything, but I don't know what it's like to have sunburn. Because one, I'm not to say anything about my beautiful chocolate skin, but I wasn't trying to get darker.
Yes.
So
I got you trying to live in the sun.
Exactly.
Okay. So we were just getting the vitamin D and then going back.
I know exactly.
I got you. So yeah. So in your case, of course, like so we actually take that into consideration.
Okay.
Like when we're asking people about like the type of treatments we're doing, especially when we move into things that cause more inflammation, like microneedling, like laser, we actually ask what is your typical response to spending a lot of time in the sun.
Okay.
That actually kind of gives us an idea of how your skin is going to respond to some of those more advanced treatments.
Okay.
The reason being, I'm glad we're talking like pigmentation, is because with melanated skin, inflammation and pigmentation almost go like hand in hand. And so we really have to be very careful about how we prep the skin, 2, how we treat the skin afterwards, and then like how we're approaching those treatments so that yes, we're triggering some inflammation because we want a change to occur in the skin, but we want to increase it in a way that's not going to cause the either increase of the pigmentation or loss of the pigmentation.
Okay. Yeah, me like me with my complexion, you know, I had to take vitamin D sometimes because I'm not getting enough sun, and I was in the corporate world, so I definitely was not getting enough sun.
That actually happened. So in my original career before I went into aesthetics, I worked in the setting where I was in a lab, no windows, not a lot of light, and so I came across the same thing, being like vitamin D deficient, which we can be prone to, and then of course, like you said, working indoors where you're not getting the vitamin D from the sun. So yeah, so I totally get that one.
Okay, great. So the benefits to microneedling are they address fine lines and visible signs of aging. They improve rough or an uneven skin surface. They reduce the appearance of acne-related scarring. It promotes more even-looking complexion. Collagen production stimulates the natural skin renewal process. It helps refine the look of enlarged pores. It supports smoother and healthier looking skin for overall rejuvenation. And so that was my purpose of having or electing to have this procedure done. As some of you guys know, after my first surgery last year, there was a little scarring under my chin. It's much better than it was last year, but I'm still a little self-conscious about it. So I wanted to do something that wasn't too invasive, but could help the overall appearance of my skin to make me happy. Okay, everybody, this is the after. Let's see. Do we see anything yet?
We'll check back in a few days and I'll post and show you the results. Thank you.
All right. What did you guys think of my video, man? I'm so proud of myself. It was really an eye-opening experience for me. As far as, like I said, when I actually got to see myself on video, and I guess I don't get to see my profile that often. So seeing my profile and actually seeing my double chin, how bad it was, yeah, I'm glad I elected this service. It's funny because after the process, I to pressure. So some of you guys may know. Well, no, you guys don't know. I'm assuming that everybody knows me in this video because usually my audience right now are my friends and family. But for you new people, just so you know, I wear a CPAP machine, and so that first night that I was wearing the machine, the mask being on my face, it did feel a little sensitive to having pressure on my face. Also, the first day was the only day that I saw flaking. I didn't see any more flaking afterwards, especially after I added. So they told me that I could wear um, a moisturizer. And so I had to get one that, when I Googled it, it said that you have to get one that has hyaluronic acid that's really good for repairing the skin. So I chose to use the Myrics. For those of you who don't know, now this isn't the actual moisturizer that I use. This is just the skin glow that I use. I like to have a little glow to my skin, and this is what I wear. But she has this new moisturizer that came out. It's called a Barrier Boost. It's sold out. I doubt you'll be able to find it anywhere. You may be able to get the mini one on the TikTok shop, but as far as on her website or in Sephora, you're not going to find it. But yeah, there's a barrier moisturizer, and like I said, it really cleared everything up where I didn't see any more flaking after I applied it. Today is the first day that I was able to go back to my normal routine where I was using my face wash and I was using my serums and so forth. And so I really don't see a difference yet, but I'm hoping that I will see it after more treatments. So, if you were paying attention to the video, she said that based on my skin type and the issues that I have, like I said, this is more vanity to me. I really could get away with it. I'm just not used to having it, and it was much darker. So I did a very good job of getting it as light as it is. But she told me that I would need two more treatments. And then in the next treatment, she said I could use a peel, and that peel would help clear this up faster. And so that's what I'm going to try. Um, Drop down in the comments. Tell me if you have any questions that I could possibly answer, or maybe I can take to the esthetician on my next appointment. What do you think? Would you try something like this as opposed to going to injectables or doing possible, what is it called, plastic surgery? Like I said, this is about maintenance. It's not about pleasing anybody. At this time, I'm not even in the workforce and I'm not dating anybody. I'm doing this for me, especially since I had the surgery and everything. I do feel a little self conscious about other things going on with my body. So I was like, I at least want my face to be presentable, especially since I'm coming to you guys in video. All right. Like I said, yeah, I want to hear your comments. Please like, subscribe, and follow. And I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you.